Election with the help of working class Americans. So comments about the minimum wage by his pick for labor secretary have some of those supporters scratching their heads. I want to bring in now Washington Post political reporter Philip Bump, J.D. Vance, the author of Hillbilly Elegy, a memoir of a family and culture in crisis, and CNN contributor Selena Zito. Hello to all of you. I'm going to get to Philip Bump quickly, guys, so I'll see you two in just a moment, because I want to get to this news. There's a new statement from the Trump transition team on a statement on claims of foreign interference in U.S. elections, and I'll just read it here off of my phone. It said, "These are the same people that said Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. The election ended a long time ago, and one of the biggest electoral college victories in history. It is now time to move on and make America great again." Of course, I guess, are they responding to the White House and investigating the Russian influence in the election?
Well, maybe. I mean, it may also be, there's a report in the Washington Post that came out a little while ago, that's a secret CIA report that suggests that the CIA believed that Russia had actively tried to get Donald Trump elected president. My guess is that's what that's a response to. I mean, there's a lot in that statement that's inaccurate that we can go over. But Donald Trump has for a long time argued that Russia did not play any role in the election, or that we couldn't be sure that Russia played a role in the election. Now there is a secret CIA report the Washington Post is reporting. Yes, they had not only an active role, but an active role with the goal of achieving the outcome that was achieved.
Selena, you have anything to add to this response?
Well, I mean, I think that Trump's trying to get a sort of delicate balance, right? He wants to project this winning results from his election. So he doesn't want anything, to sort of undermine it. So for stories to be out there that maybe the Russians had something to do with impacting or, at least spreading propaganda to, impact voters, that's going to get under his skin, and he's going to make sure that he gets his message out that this had nothing to do with it.
J.D., anything to add?
Well, I just think the right response is for Trump to say, on the one hand, I would have won regardless of whether there would have been any influence from the Russians, to Selena's point. But I do think it's important in this time where people are pretty worried about our democratic process. I think it'd be great for Trump to come out and say, look, we're going to look into this, and we're going to make sure the Russians aren't screwing with our elections.
Yeah, and we have been reporting, CNN has been reporting that they were doing more than just meddling. They were attempting to steer on interfering in the election, to steer it towards Donald Trump. We have been reporting that, and now the Trump transition team is responding. You wanted to say something? I was
just going to point out that this is at the same time that Donald Trump, in that statement, essentially attacks intelligence agencies, as he has done repeatedly over the course of the campaign. He is also supposed to be receiving these briefings from the same intelligence agencies which he has not been receiving with the same regularity as past presidents-elect have, and I think there's some overlap there. It's also important to note this was not one of the biggest electoral vote margins in history, but that's sort of beside the point.
I don't understand. So you said there are a couple of things that are right. Saddam Hussein and weapons of mass destruction, what does that have to...
Well, this is what I'm saying. He is trying to, the way I'm reading that statement is that he is trying to undercut the validity of the sourcing on this intelligence report by suggesting they also got the Iraq war wrong.
Got it.
And so, something he's been doing consistently over the course of the campaign.
Okay. Let's move on, and we'll continue to check on that and see if anything develops. At tonight's Michigan